Hi, maybe you face a situation where you have to work with a person that is called aggressive or even psychopathic personality. Maybe this is your colleague or maybe this is even your boss. And the question is, because of the consequences, potential consequences, how to actually deal with such a person, how to react on different behaviors that the person represents towards you. Hello, my name is Lewandowska-Akhvlediani, and in Happy Tuesday I share practices to empower leaders in such a dynamic business and life. And this video is specifically about one of the practices, one of the tools that is very powerful and is very sadly used in the business context specifically. So if you have a person that is really aggressive, which means the person represents a lot of energy. Of course, in the business right now, the things are very dynamic, which means that very often during the day, we have different situations, different moods, and different stressful situations. And we have different capacity how we deal with the stress. Some of the people overreacted need to express this energy towards the other people. And this is why very often, if we do not understand why the person represents anger, or it's the easiest way just to put the label and say, well, he's aggressive or she's aggressive, or she doesn't hold, emotions, or he doesn't hold emotions. Instead of that, what I actually encourage you to do this week is try to look at the person from a different perspective, because everybody has, in your own personality, we have something that we psychologists call psychological territory, and you need to defend it. And if a person comes to you with these aggressive behaviors, you have to defend your psychological personal territory. And most of the time, how you do it, you just try to talk. And if you have an aggressive person, that means that the person usually, that's my experience, usually talks a lot and even screams a lot, or comes with this, expression in the body. And if you just simply talk, you might actually end up with ping-pong conversation where you don't really hear each other, and there is much more anger in two sides. Well, the encouragement from my perspective and my experience is, we have something that is called gestures. And gesture is something that we don't have to, learn again, because this is the capacity that we have from when we are born. And if you look at children at the playground or in the kindergarten, children have this natural tendency to defend themselves using gestures and body language. Of course, in the business, we are dressed up with ties, suits, high heels. So you can't just come and say, well, show different gestures that are not so polite. And some of the people say, well, I will not, just wave my hands and be in this level of that person, what he or she represents. I will not, doubt myself to that. And what I'm saying, and my encouragement is, if you will not defend your limits, your boundaries, your territory, no one will. And then what we do, we usually end up in the organization with a person labeled, well, he's untouchable. You don't better speak to him because, he or she screams. Instead of that, what you can do is really use gestures with a very limited, very shortly statement. So, for example, what I encourage and what I do myself is I show something like this. Stop talking like this. Leave my office, please. If you feel so angry, come back when you are calm. I disagree with the way you talk to me at the moment. Things like that, very simple, very shortly, but with a gesture. Sometimes, even when we are flying somewhere, and there are a lot of gestures that we use at the airport. So the pilots understand, how to move on this field, how to move. And the same story with our communication. If you really feel that somebody is crossing your boundaries, then it is you who has to defend them. So choose the best gesture of you, and I encourage you this week to try them out and check how it can work. Good luck, keeping my fingers crossed for you. Bye.